Okay, today we're going to start off with the Keith Haring drawing, and Keith Haring drawing currently is in Adobe Illustrator. When you look at the page, it currently has the name of the project, the tools that we'll be using, and the actual standards here above. One of the things that is going to be very important today is to make sure that you're using the layers palette. The layers palette is here on the bottom right hand corner. If you don't see the layers palette, the best thing to do is go to Windows and highlight layers and making sure that it is showing there. We all drew our Keith Haring. I'm going to actually place my Keith Haring. To place my Keith Haring file, I'm going to go to File and Place. I'm going to then navigate to the folder that has my current Keith Haring drawing. Here is the Keith Haring drawing. It's called Image. I just downloaded an image from the internet, which was Keith Haring. I would like you guys to all place your own original artwork. Now, this is a small picture. What I need to do is actually expand it. If I expand it and just pull on the edges, it will actually grow any way that I want it to, but this is going to make it grow unproportionately. To make sure that it's proportionate, if you just simply hold on the Shift key, it will proportionally grow your image on both height and width. So here's my starting image that I'm going to trace. Now that I have my image on layer 2, I'm going to simply now change it to original drawing. And I'm going to lock that layer by clicking the lock button there. So now I can't draw on anything. I need to create a new layer. In your layers palette at the very bottom next to the trash can is a little square with a turned up corner that looks like a post-it. And this allows you to create a new layer. We're going to create a new layer, and this is going to be my lines. This is going to be the lines of the person that I'm going to draw. So that you guys can see that I'm drawing, I'm going to pick a bright color. I'm going to go ahead and pick pink, and I'm going to use my paintbrush tool to draw. Now, if you look at my paintbrush tool right now, I'm using the bracket right next to the P key, which will make my brush smaller. If I use the bracket on the other side of that bracket, it'll make my brush bigger. So this allows you to control your brush size. So that's a nice size brush so you can see what I'm actually drawing. It's a little bit bigger than I would want to normally do, but here we go. I'm starting on my drawing, and if you notice, Illustrator now smooths things for you. If you don't like something, you can just do a Control-C like I just did and make things go away. So this is my basic shape really quickly. I'm not really trying to pay attention to detail right now. What I'm trying to do is just draw it as quickly as possible so you guys could actually see what's going on. So I drew the base of my first person. I'm going to now draw all the accent marks around that person. And here are all the accent marks. Okay. So to really see if I hit everything the way it needed to be, I can turn off the original drawing and I'm left with just my lines. And that looks fairly similar to what was there before. So let's say I want to actually change the line colors now. I could do a Control-A, which is select all. If you go to Edit, Select All, then it'll actually show it to you. So I do Control-A. I like shortcut keys. And I'm going to change my pink color now to black so it matches what was there. I'm going to lock my lines. I'm going to make a new layer. And now I'm going to paint with yellow so I can fill in the actual person. So it's going to then be with the full color. So let me make my brush even bigger so I don't have to draw as much. So here we go. So now I'm going to fill in the color. And once again, I'm going to turn off my original drawing so I could see what I've drawn. So that looks like a yellow gingerbread man right there. It's on top of the lines, and I'm not seeing the lines that I originally drew. So let me go ahead and change this to color on the layer, and click and hold on my color layer and move it down so it's in between the lines in the original drawing. And now my lines is on top. So as you move from up and down, you're actually moving the placement of how these are being shown. So now I have my original drawing turned on, so you can see my original drawing, and turning off my drawing, so you can control what's there. So this was a quick way to redraw that one character. You're going to repeat the steps for all the other elements within your drawing, having an outline or a line layer and having a colored fill area so you can control it a little bit more. Once you're ready, just do a file save as. Make sure we click on desktop, so you save it to the desktop. You're going to change it to period, whatever period we're in. So I'm going to say period 2 with my last name and my first initial. And now it is saved as an EPS. Make sure it's saved as an EPS. All our Illustrator files should save as EPS because any placed image will then be saved with the file. If you don't save it as an EPS, your placed image will disappear. So I'm saving it as an EPS. And now it's saved, going to save to the desktop. Once you're done saving it to the desktop, you're going to go File, save, Export, Export, Save for Web Legacy. And then this will allow you to come over here, which will save it as a JPEG or a GIF. This is, I like saving it as JPEGs. GIFs I use more for animation. So go ahead and save it as a JPEG. You can make it maximum quality, so it gives you the full effect. And go ahead and click on Save. Once you click on Save, save it to the desktop. Once again, so it's with your other file. And now that you're complete with your JPEG and your Illustrator file, make sure you upload both to the internet. That's it for today's lesson on how to draw in Illustrator for Keith Haring drawing.